You can't say that on Melinda. You can't say that on the show.
I don't think it made it. So I think we're good. Hi, I'm Melinda McKinsey.
I'm Tom Wise.
And we are going to unpack some shit today. We're very anxious to get to our topics. Tom and I were texting like mad this morning, and I had all kinds of emotions and feelings about things. So I'll be curious to know, how would you like to get started? But can I ask you something before we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Ask me what's on my candle.
What's going on with the candle?
I'm so glad you asked, Tom. I found this on Etsy. Tell me if you can read this.
I was going to say, it says go fuck yourself, but it does say my last fuck. Oh, look, and it's on fire.
This gal on Etsy, so smart. She'll put this on anything, and she has candles. She has all kinds of, phrases with fuck in it. I'm like, you know what? For $20, yes, you can have my money. Could I make it myself? It's more fun if I buy it.
Right. So when, reward creativity. Reward it. I love it.
Man, Etsy. Tell me about your topics.
Okay, here they are. Hold the door. Art. 1 or 2. Photo correction. I don't know what I meant by that. Hopefully I'll figure out what I meant.
Are you talking about selfies maybe?
No, because the next one is selfies and man of your time or follower was last week. Selfie long-term photo correction. I thought it was so clever. Oh, I'll just say this. I outfoxed myself.
What was it?
Bumble, Facebook dating, Trump in our heads. Way too many topics.
I don't even want to talk about mine anymore. Those are all really good. I'll just mention mine casually.
Please.
And we'll see. We didn't really go over the best and worst, like siblings moments, boss food. We talked about sex. So that's always out there to play with. What are you watching? Dreams. I've had some interesting dreams lately.
Really?
Dreams. Vetted.
Vetted with a B?
Yes.
Not bedded with a B?
You know what? It actually could go either way.
Really?
Could go
That's
either
what she
way.
said.
Blocking and misconception of fuckability.
I think our show just should be the titles, and then have folks figure out.
I want to hear what you have to say about. I feel like your camera got hazy while we were talking. It was in focus, and I know we do have people on iTunes, but do you see that? You got the Connie Stevens thing going on. There she is. Now you're clear. I want to know what you have to say. Didn't you say something about female selfies, women's selfies?
Yeah, well, last week I talked about selfie, the long-term effect. Now, my Facebook is loaded with women. I decided long ago, hey, I'm going to give it on here and I'm going to have a positive view. Many women have, oh, look at me. I'm reading this positive uplifting phrase, which I'm going to share. I'm doing yoga. I'm having tea. I'm having a green drink. I like that. That's a nice positive way. I don't have a lady in my life. And so I considered all 5,000 hand-picked ladies in my Facebook to be, part of the collective. It's the positive thing.
You're smart, dude. You're smart. You'll learn so much.
Yeah, and I don't want to have any negativity. Somebody browbeating me about politics or something, and then some of the ladies go that way. But I'd say I would bet I have 80% of women on my Facebook, but for no reason in particular. But I always think about now. So when I open up my Facebook, my top row of whatever's going on, it's women in bathing suits, women dressed up in parties, women, a shitload of selfies. I'm saying, first of all, and then some are not selfies. Some are, clearly someone is taking that picture.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, what about the relationship that they're in? Because that can be such a false world where you put a little picture of yourself and you're showing just a tad of cleavage. 174 likes on that. So you're getting fed this positive feedback, and your hardworking boyfriend / husband, he's not tending to you in such a, over the top manner that you're like, well, I don't think he's treating me the way he should be treating me. I can, get a lot of love from strangers who could, you know, where I was the man of my dreams or the man I'm with right now, he doesn't seem to get as excited about me and my selfies.
And we all know stranger love is the best love.
Well, it's non-judgmental, just one-way stream of adoration. Nothing is expected in response. You know, very often women will post a picture, they get 50, you know, they'll get 300 likes and then 50 comments and not respond to any of them.
Yes. You know, our whole show could be on this. There's so many interesting insights onto why men and women post the pictures they do and what they're looking for it,
right, and
what how society looks at it too. I think you and I have kind of talked about the boob picture.
Yeah,
this really ties into the whole fuckability thing, and
it's got to be a negative on your relationship.
It is. I will say,
you're married to the same guy for 12 years. He's not getting as excited. You're getting something from strangers. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, definitely. My last long-term relationship, I don't do booby pictures or bathing suit pictures. And I'm not saying it's because I'm better. I just have never done it, even when I was younger. And I will tell you why, because when I did develop, my boobs got big so fast. I was treated in such a sexual way that I've always kind of pulled back from it.
Oh, I get it. Men are just, you know, compete, you know, but, you know, also when I said that you might have been, it's the 10% of men that just don't have any governor. They're coming at women because they're showing their, you know, a little bit of boob or something. I mean, most men, I think, are respectful, don't you think? Or
no? No, I don't. But here's the thing.
Really? Most men aren't respectful. You're going to stand by that?
Yes. Most men are not respectful.
So if you had 10 guys in an improv class and you were in a scene where you were sexualized, all 9 are going to come at you in a non-respectful way? 8
of them would go the wrong way. And that's just based on my experience, you know, based on.
I mean, I can't tell you what your experience is, but you're wrong, but go on.
That's why I keep saying my experience, because you can't fight me on it. No, well, here's the other thing. I don't represent all women. I don't, we all have different experiences, but I will say, and you and I have talked about this, because men are very sexual and ultimately the goal is having sex. I think the big misconception comes from when women are posting those pictures. A lot of time it isn't because we're hoping you want to have sex with us. I feel like most smart women know you guys want to have sex. Not that complicated, right? Not that complicated. I think most women post them as a, do you like me? Do you think that I look smart? Do you think I look pretty? It's not about having sex. It's really about self-esteem. It's about where do I fit in? You know, with the way society is, there's all the celebrities and everybody look perfect all the time. We all know those are apps, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying it's at the end of the day, whatever you get from that is bad. It's not good because it doesn't allow the relationship is so shallow and superficial. It's worth nothing. It's just candy. It's not dinner.
Right. No, it is bad. And I think the longer we're on social media, the more women are figuring it out. I think at first it was very thrilling for women, especially, let's say a woman who doesn't normally get a lot of attention, right? She can put on a bathing suit and take a picture. And these men are coming out of the woodwork. This is why women get tricked into dating, because they want to believe the words instead of the actions, which is if you post a sexual picture and a man is aggressive with you, I would say he's not husband material. You know, I would say he's more of a predator than anything else. Wow. Well, he is. If you post a sexual picture and
you're throwing bait out on the worldwide internet. Go ahead. How is the man wrong again?
Oh, the day he's born, he's wrong. First of all, I mean, let's just do let's set the bar where it is. Here's the thing. Men want to have sex all the time. This was one of my topics about the confusion of fuckability, because men ultimately always want to have sex. And I wonder if the confusion with women and men is men assume maybe we're from the same headspace, right? Hey, she's posting a bikini picture. She would like to have sex with me. Or, you know, if I get her attention, she'll have sex with me. Or I don't know that that's always the woman's end result, because you could post a picture of yourself in a burqa and a man is still going to want to have sex with you. It's just easier to get them when you have the bikini on, right? It's just easier to get them.
Yeah, you're going to get 32 likes if you on a burqa, in a burqa.
Yeah, 32, and you'll get a 1,500 if you have on a bikini. But
wow,
here's the thing. I'm wondering if the disconnect with women is we don't think the same way men do, but men assume we do, right? So they see this picture and they're like, oh, well, clearly she would like to have sex. I told you that picture, the story that was posted on LinkedIn, where a woman had her male friend with her, and she said he's a decent guy. He saw this woman's photo on LinkedIn, and he goes, she clearly wants to get fucked. And so his friend said, what? She looks at the picture. It's a headshot. You can't see the chest, right? It's like, it's modest, a headshot, and she's very attractive. And the female friend says, how does she, what do you mean? And he goes, look at her. It's so obvious in this picture. And the girl says, I don't understand. You have to break it down. And he said, she's so good looking. I think the misconception is because men always want to have sex, when they see an attractive woman, they think, this is where I'm going. Look how attractive she is. She posted that picture, boom. And I think that's where we have our confusion, because if you post a picture like this on LinkedIn, especially if it's LinkedIn, which is not a dating site, I can't tell you how many men have come at me on LinkedIn and asked, hey.
Okay, here's the question. This is interesting. This ties into my other topic.
Yeah.
Is Facebook a dating app?
I suppose it's become that, hasn't it? I suppose.
I don't know. I'm asking the question.
Well, I will tell you, I had a disturbing thing happen this morning when I opened up my Facebook to connect with you.
You know how many times I've had a disturbing thing happen in my life? 0.
Here's the thing, Tom. As a female, you get unwanted messages. You tell me, of all the pictures you've seen me post, how many of them are sexual?
About 99%.
Dude.
No.
How many of them are sexual?
None of them.
You never see my cleavage. I purposely don't even show my cleavage because I understand what that does. So I get messages from men on a regular basis that don't know me, and it'll say, oh, you don't know this person, but if you look at the message, they won't know unless you agree. So in August, this man said, oh, I love the way you look. So I ignored it. I don't know you. Yeah, I'm not doing that. My Facebook isn't public. This morning, he sends another message, but it has a picture, and it says, this person has sent a second message. He won't know if you open this until you agree. So I open it to go, why is it someone I worked with? That's my first thought. My thought isn't, oh, I hope he wants to fuck. My thought is, I wonder if I worked with him. He's messaged me twice. I've worked with a lot of people around the country. I look, and the picture says the content has been blurred because of maturity issues. And it's a regular guy. I went to his Facebook page. He's not a robot. He's some older guy.
Hey.
Does that work? Does that work with anybody?
What content's been blurred? Did he send you
I didn't open it because I'm guessing because it said because of inappropriate material, the content has been blurred. I'm going to guess it's something pornographic. I'm not going to open it and then let my head go into that space. So I blocked the gentleman. I didn't block him the first time because he could have been a harmless guy hoping he could talk. Here's the thing. I'm not exceptional. I'm a fun, outgoing person, but I'm not like some celebrity that people are pawing after. I can't even imagine what celebrities have to put up with. I get stuff like this on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Every single day, there's a new guy asking to be my friend or asking if he can paint me, if he can have private pictures of me. I've had all of it. So what do you do with all that? You can't even like be in a public format without guys, flinging their dicks in your face.
I know. Well, I'm saying.
What's the answer?
I don't know.
I mean, I think the answer is we've got to teach men what women are about and how, yes, it's fun to have sex with this, but we're so many other things as well. And that, like you do, it would elevate your life if you had women as friends, because we're quite interesting and we can maybe teach you and help you get into other female relationships. Most of the men that I know that are my friends are great guys, but the number's small. But a lot of other men that have come into my life have said, I don't want to be your friend. I'm going to date you, which is a big fucking no. If you don't want to be my friend first, we're not going to date.
It's an interesting thing though, to go from that friend zone to then you have to evolve into from the friend zone to the dating thing. I guess it kind of happens like you wake up one morning and go, huh.
Well, I think you always kind of know there's a spark there, but you want to get to know that person to make sure you're comfortable. I will say this about women. We love having sex, but we like to feel safe.
Of course.
Feeling safe is very important. Men always feel safe when they have sex because they're never worried about us murdering you. I mean, it happens. If you ever watch Snapped, it happens. But for the most part, you guys are killing us. So we have to feel safe. And part of feeling safe is getting to know you as a human being.
All right. Can I change the topic for a little bit?
And then
So I'm at the dollar store, which I love.
yes, me too.
And there's two ladies coming behind me. And I hold the door open as we're leaving. I'm first, hold the door open. Both of the ladies, because I'm in the door opening, holding position. Both of the ladies put their hand on the door as they walked out.
Meaning?
Like
they didn't want you to hold the door?
No, like I'm going to close the door on them, like it's some sort of, pull the chair out type of gag.
Oh, you think? Well,
it's like I'm standing. It wasn't like I was just walking and I pushed the door on the way out and hopefully the door will stay open while you go by. No, yeah. I rotated, grabbed the handle, rotated into the doorman position. Clearly, there couldn't be any confusion as to what my intentions were. They both put out their hands to keep that. Let's make sure the door stays open.
Well, let me put it this way. In the animal kingdom, wolves are always attacking.
And I ate both of them on the way out.
Wolves are always attacking baby rabbits. If there's one kind wolf that steps aside and says, go through, the rabbit's still going to be a little jittery about it. And I'm not personal. It's nothing personal, Tom. We are a little jaded when it comes to those kinds of things. I've had plenty of men let doors fall into I don't assume a man's going to hold it. I think it's nice. It's cool. I don't expect it. I've had plenty of men let doors hit me in the face, as well as women.
So they want you on Facebook, but not in reality.
Well, what do you think they want me for on Facebook? As
you're there in the flesh, right there, living, breathing human woman, and then they're letting the door slam in your face.
Well, don't you think men are bolder on the internet than they are in real life?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have had men approach me in real life, and I will say, when I first moved to New York, I was walking through Greenwich Village. I was just so happy to be here. It was a beautiful summer day. And, I'm an older woman. I'm, 59, going to be 60 in like 50 some odd days.
They will be done talking. That'll be it. So let's enjoy our short time left together.
I was definitely in my 50s, and a young man came up to me and said, excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you. And he was attractive. And he said, I just have to tell you, I think you're so beautiful. And he started talking to me, and he didn't seem scary or weird. I didn't give him my number just because I don't know him. He could be anybody. And it's flattering, but at the same time, I don't know the best way to pick up a woman, because online is scary, in person is scary. I think you have to know someone who knows someone so we feel safe, because there's just too much predatory behavior for us to feel confident if a stranger comes into our zone.
I can't argue with that.
So, well, this is fun.
I've got the question.
Okay.
All right. So I'm on a dating app, right? Yes. And I see a woman that I know on the app. Okay. Not well, in the community. Okay.
Yes.
And I know that she's dating a buddy of mine in the community. Not a good buddy. I've never had him to the house, but we know each other. I know I could call this guy up and say, hey, let's go do lunch.
Okay.
Right. I could not do that with her. I don't know her. She's in the community, but she knows of me. I know of her, right?
Yes.
So I'm saying, what a dilemma. Do I let this buddy of mine know? Because I know that they recently became a couple.
Oh, they are an actual couple.
Within 2 months ago, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. And here she's popping up on the dating app. I'm going, do I let my buddy know about this?
What is your first instinct? And I'll tell you what I think.
Well, I tell you, if I was dating somebody and I thought it was exclusive,
Yes.
and a buddy of mine said, "Hey, Tommy boy, guess who I saw on Bumble today?" Who's that? You know that girl you introduced to your parents? Yeah. Yeah, that was her. Wow. I would
Right.
like that. I would like that information, I think.
Okay. So what would you,
But so far, I've done nothing with it.
so here's my female opinion. I think in the world today, we do too much backpedaling and saying we don't want to get involved, but yet we complain about the state of the world. If you feel like you would want to know that information and you feel like for you that's an ethical thing, then of course it's the right thing to do. Because here's the thing, it depends on how you do. If you do it as a gossip way, like, oh my God, man, guess what? If you say, look, I'm a little concerned, I thought you guys were a couple, I'm just going to share this just in case.
Right. I mean, they may have an open relationship.
Right.
I mean, the you know, he's
Right.
he's in his situation, she's in her situation. You know, they may have like, you know, yeah, we're just gonna hook, you know, we're just gonna whatever. I don't know what they're doing, but they made a
Right.
proclamation a while back that
Yes.
they're seeing each other.
I,
Public proclamation.
there's a fine line between stirring up some trouble and trying to do the right thing.
Now, here's what I was thinking.
Yes.
I text him or private message him with the screenshot and saying, "Hey, I think somebody may have lifted your friend's photos and has generated an account." I don't think that's happened really, but
Maybe it did. You know, they use your pictures
I
after.
know, but in my heart, I don't think that's really what's happened.
That might be a lovely way to do it.
Because yeah, you'd probably take those pictures and go to a different area. You wouldn't do it in the same area that the person was from.
Well, sure. Well, sure. You would think so. I mean, I think at the end of the day,
I mean, I'm a huge hit in Denver and Salt Lake City. I pretend a 23-year-old girl.
I used to use my Bumble app when I traveled because it would just do your location. I was quite the hit in Dallas, and I'm wondering if it's just because Dallas men are very, very forward and aggressive because they wanted to meet you right away, go out to dinner, spend a lot of money. And I never did it once. I got too nervous because I thought I'm in a strange city. I don't know this person. But it was fun to watch. It was a fun behind the scenes kind of a thing. I think ethically, you have to do what you think is right. Because at the end of the day, we're really supposed to be here to live good lives, right? And we're supposed to help each other. One of the most devastating things.
Would you send the guy the picture and the note?
I, being a woman, would call him.
Really?
I feel like the conversation is easier to take than getting a screenshot. I don't know how you men communicate with each other.
Well, I would be afraid that if I would call somebody, they would be on their heels and, you know, maybe not know what to say and didn't want to be defensive and make up. But if I send them a text, they can gather themselves and think what they want to do. I don't want to try to do a shock thing and try to.
It's not, well, again, it depends on your,
yeah. But plus we're not that close. So I don't believe I've ever talked to them on the phone.
Yeah. Well, again, it depends on your intention, right? I mean, I guess let's go back to the 4 agreements. You're not giving this information to determine what the outcome is. Don't be worried what his response is. You're sharing this information as a kindness to another person, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, he was gonna, but sometimes people get mad at the
That's
message.
not your problem. That's not
it's my problem. I don't want to ruin my relationship with this guy.
Which is worse? That you don't want to ruin a relationship with someone that could be in a situation where they're getting cheated on and you don't share it, or you take the chance that he gets mad at you knowing that you did the right thing. Oh my God, I'm such an angel. Give me a license. I need to teach therapy.
I'll give you the information, then you text.
I'd be happy to do it. I've been on both ends of that, Tom. I found out later people knew that my husband was cheating when I was married, and I was devastated because people felt the same way. They didn't want me to be mad at them.
That'd be interesting if I sent you the information.
I'll do it.
You private message him. He'll never know where it came from, but he'll have the information. I don't want to, because sometimes I think that, you know, if I have information that, you know, causes you to look less than, it's not even less
But
than
that's
me.
not your determination.
I know,
right?
but I don't want to ever make him feel bad a lot about that. He's going to go, oh my God, she's cheating on me. I thought we had this whole great, wonderful relationship. And then you know that I'm less of a man, that I can't keep a woman because now she's going looking for satisfaction elsewhere. It's like, I don't want to have that information about you.
It's a really unfortunate mindset, though. I think if you can't keep a partner, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them.
But it does come, I know, but it does come on you a little bit. Everybody that's broken up, everybody gets cheated on, a little bit thinks that, maybe I should have tried a little harder. Maybe I'm shitty in bed. I don't know what's going on,
Yeah, of course. But we once we calm down, we realize that's not the case, because no one would cheat in the best world. No one would cheat, right? They'd say, this isn't working out, I'm moving on. So I think at the end of the day, you have to do what you think is right for the person without worrying about the outcome, because it's the intention that's the most important.
I like having you get involved.
I will absolutely do it. I would love to have a business where you're doing things like that, where you're sharing information. That's part of my topic called Vetted. I started watching this show.
Is like we're knitting a sweater of information.
What's going on, Tom? My daughter told me
yesterday. You can tie this into Trump at the end. I'll really be amazed.
Okay. It's funny. I never think about him anymore. He's like an old ex, like he no longer exists in my head. My daughter told me to watch a show on Showtime called Love Fraud. And it's a true story about a man who's taking advantage of women. And he was married 10 times, several times to two at the same time. And it was all about taking money and taking advantage. And the thing that these women had in common was he would date them within a couple of days. I love you. And he would text all the time, all the things women want, to be getting a lot of attention. I'm fully invested in you. But he did it so quickly that you would think these women would back off, but dating is so difficult, as you know, and I know, that they were so thrilled to have it, that they weren't suspicious when he started saying, let's put our bank accounts together. Let's open a business together. Now, for me personally, and I think it made my daughter feel better, because I assured her I never wanted to get married again. And if I did, I still wouldn't merge bank accounts. It's not necessary to merge bank accounts when you're married. You can have your own separate account. So I watched this Love Fraud and I thought, Tom and I need to start, this is my first thought, Tom and I need to start a dating agency called Vetted, which means we have private detectives, we have cops, we have people in the know. So if you're on our website, you've been vetted. You've been vetted. Now, does that mean you're good in bed? No, but it does mean that you've not been arrested for domestic abuse. You know, we'll have all the guidelines, right? Like you haven't stolen money, you're vetted. So anybody on the website knows that it's a safer website today. And now that it's out there, people are going to steal it. So we got to get on it right away. Vetted so you can be vetted.
Boom. The V turns into a B.
A V to a B.
Vetted.
So what do you think?
I think that it's interesting. So then the guys have to qualify to be part of the deal.
And so do the women. Everybody has to be vetted. We have to do a background check, and it'll take a while to build the site. But then how much more comfortable would you be knowing that this person, and we do continuous checks, right? So that means, oh, maybe you got in and you did something along the way. Then we would do checks like once a month or whatever to make sure that people are staying on the up and up. I think a lot of people would invest in that, because that's the biggest scare for men and for women. We don't want to be taken advantage of.
Well, you're saying for men.
You don't want to be taken advantage of financially. We've had
no, heavens no.
Yeah. So, you know, I feel like there are definitely women out there that, you know, play men so they can,
of course,
financially rewarded. And if that's what the man wants and you guys discuss it, then cool. That's super cool.
Yeah, two adults. But
vetted to be betted. The B for the B.
I like that idea. Of course, you know, it's huge to generate that infrastructure, but I mean, Bumble does some, you know, gentle vetting that your picture is what you are and blah, 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 blah. But it's not like,
it's so gentle. I also watched that other show I told you about. It's called
you've got matchmaker things out there already doing that stuff too.
Do you though?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they're not called vetted to be vetted. That's what I want. There was a whole thing about, I think it was Bumble. It could have been Match, a show called like Dirty Johnny or something like that, where the guy was on the dating site and he had taken advantage of other women. And apparently there's a clause on these dating sites that say they're not responsible. And it actually went to court because this man killed a woman, then tried to kill the second woman that he dated. And it went to court. I'll find the title of it. It's on Netflix, where the dating sites have set up a clause where you can't fight them. If you get killed or somebody you know gets killed, that the dating site is not held accountable because they say we can't search their background. We can't know everything.
Right. But I mean, was she using her phone during the date?
What do you mean?
And then he paid the bill. Killing is fine.
Oh, see, I forget the rules on killing. This is my problem.
Yeah, don't text while we're on a date.
Have you had that happen? Please tell me you haven't.
Oh, I have. I'm driving and she's texting like crazy.
That's rude. That's just rude.
And then she sticks her head up from the texting. Where are you taking me? I go, calm down. Calm down. We're going exactly where we said we're going. I'm following the GPS. It's like, wait a minute, you're gonna look up from texting to declare I'm taking you to somewhere.
You tell me what the protocol is.
And that's exactly what I said to her. I said, calm down. You can't pop up from texting to declare.
Calm down. You know, I don't normally like to be told calm down, but I think in that scenario, it was necessary. My belief is if you're on a date, you shouldn't be. Is everything okay? You look upset. You look down on your phone.
No, usually if this phone rings, I don't give this number out to anybody.
Your bat number just went off.
But it comes up on this thing as not a number that I know.
Well, I mean, if it's that critical.
No.
You decide, me or the phone.
No, ma'am, we're doing business. Someone can call me back. I'll call them back.
Do you text when you're on a date? Because I think that's just really horrible.
No, we're not texting. I mean, if somebody goes to the bathroom, you might want to check something and something, whatever.
But also, if you're on a date,
yeah,
it's not what you started texting for in the first place. You're getting what you wanted.
Why are you assuming I'm texting another woman?
I mean people in general. In general. I'm saying, why can't you focus on the night that you're having?
Of course you can. I
haven't been on a date in a while, so I think I would just punch a guy in the throat if he started texting while we're having dinner or something. That'd be ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well, yeah. See, social media, man. I guess, should you have an agreement?
Yeah, I'm along for the ride. So if I date somebody and it's getting off the rails, that's fine. I'm just going to enjoy the ride because we're not going to see each other, but it's fun while it's happening.
Yeah, that is the problem with social media. We're so addicted to our phones. We always think something really interesting is getting ready to happen, right? When you've got something interesting right in front of you.
Yeah.
That was an issue with like my last long-term relationship. When he'd wake up in the morning,
go on.
Instead of like leaning over and kissing me, he would grab his phone.
Ugh.
Really? I mean, are you kidding me that that's the first thing you want to do? I think that's a bad idea.
I concur.
So yeah, phones are dangerous and it's unfortunate, but I think if you're a good person, you're a good person. You're not going to let the phone, right, make you a bad guy. If you're a bad guy, then it's just easier to be a bad guy with the phone.
Yes, but it's interesting how addicted people are to those damn things, right?
It is true. Here's the problem though, Tom, you and I were 1099s. We're independent contractors. It's hard to not.
I'm on the damn thing constantly.
I am too, because that's all my vendors, all my work stuff, all the shows I'm doing.
Yep. Entertainment, emails.
Everything is on that phone. So it's
access to the kids and everything else.
Yeah, it's difficult. So, okay. So I feel like you really wanted to talk about Trump.
No, I'm just saying it's kind of an odd dynamic how your attitude about living on the planet can change depending upon who the president is. I mean, he's had some impact on me in a roundabout way with tariffs and that.
Yes.
But it's like, it's going to be such a relief to get him out of my head.
You know, Tom, I was thinking about that this morning when I was making my coffee. How crazy it is that one man has affected a lot of my everyday life. But I've allowed it because I started listening to the news more. I started going, well, this is crazy. And I would tell other people, like, don't you think this is crazy? So he really did do what he set out to do, I think.
Well, I remember when Jimmy Carter lost the presidency to Ronald Reagan.
Uh-huh.
On day one, they released the prisoners from Iraq.
Okay.
And the whole attitude about America in my brain flipped from being oppressed and downtrodden with Jimmy, who eventually, there's no saying that he wasn't a great person, but not
he was a great person.
But Ronald Reagan was like, all right, kids, we're gonna, we're gonna be tough but fair, and we're moving on. It's positive. He was bright and charming, and and a breath of fresh air. And he changed how you felt about being in the country, like frigging overnight.
It is true. There is a new documentary out about Ronald Reagan, and he wasn't that great of a guy. He did some bad shit, Ronald Reagan. But
personally or professionally?
Oh, professionally, not with his wife or his family or anything like that.
Oh, Iran-Contra was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean,
no, you're absolutely right, Tom, especially now that we have social media at our fingertips. When Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan was having, where'd you get your information from?
Walter Cronkite.
Okay. So you didn't get it 24/7.
No.
It wasn't hitting you all the time.
But all we want to know is the little bits of, I mean, every day the news will start, this day 814 of hostage situation. It's like, it's going on and on and on. I mean, we're getting crushed.
But again, it was 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night was the news, right? And now news is 24/7. My phone gives me updates on Cuomo, on the virus, on neighborhood.
Oh, my phone doesn't stop buzzing. Look at all these things that are going on. Forget about it.
Yeah, no, I put my phone so I don't look at it during our show because I don't want to be distracted by it. Because I'm a lady, I'm a classy lady.
But you know what? It's just anybody that supported Trump, you look at him now. He's willing to burn the place down, burn it down. No election is fair. Everything's crooked. I'm like, really? You're really to go burn it all down just for whatever. I mean, democracy's on the ropes. Could you imagine if he won?
No, the latest announcement was that on Inauguration Day, he's going to officially announce his 2024.
Won't it be delightful? Let him go. Let all 70 million people just go in a camp somewhere and just listen to him in an echo chamber for 4 years. That'll be great.
I mean, it has taught me a lot about beliefs and what people believe and how easy people are manipulated. Unfortunately, I've been watching a lot of murder shows, and yesterday I watched the documentary of, remember Jim Jones and all the stuff that happened in Guyana? Do you remember that? That was like 1978. I remember that. I was in high school, and it was a big fucking deal, right? It was all over the news. Over 900 people committed suicide by drinking cyanide because of this one man. And the people that tried to leave, they were shot. Not all of them died, but they chased them down and shot and killed them. It's so interesting. Maybe that's why I'm jacked up today. I watched several hours of cults and what makes cults happen because I'm fascinated about why people are sucked into things that are so clearly bad for them.
Yeah, right? I mean, there was a guy who gave $2.5 million to the Trump thing to finance recounts, and then he's like, Yeah. And then he wanted his money back, and he can't get his money back. It's like, well, you're stupid. This jackass.
Why is it that people are so gullible? How are we led this way? And how do we get smarter? Because I feel like with all the social media, we have more information at our fingertips than we've ever had before, and we're not any smarter.
He's showing his true colors. He's losing battle after battle after battle, and he continues to call for claims for fraud. And it's the list of people that, generals, Republican senators, people of high character, saying, no, he's a bad guy. He's wrong. And still, they don't care.
No, I know. He's pardoned Michael Flynn. He says he's going to pardon himself. And, it's
ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It scares the shit out of me that he got so many votes.
It is disturbing. Although on the flip side of that, did you see the announcement yesterday that Biden has the first all-female cabinet? all females. He's really flipping a diversity.
Yeah, baby. It sounds like a Cinemax After Dark.
Listen, but here's the thing. How many women in history have we learned?
The top in politics.
How many times have we learned in history that women didn't get the credit that they were due? Like, look at the Apollo mission, look at, things that we've learned. We didn't know at the time that the women that were responsible for our programs in NASA were Black women. We didn't even know. Were you taught that? I wasn't taught that in school. I just learned when the movie came out. So there are a lot of smart women that aren't getting credit. Now he's letting them go to the forefront, and let's see what happens. You seem quite nervous.
I'm all for it. Men are batshit crazy. They like to blow shit up.
Yeah.
That's a bad formula. And anything to get away from all this, wouldn't it be lovely? We take half the military, budget and divert those funds to, better education, more arts, more, medical, Medicare for everyone, or whatever it is, all that money all that wonderful cash we just throw away to dropping on bombs and whatever.
Right. Wouldn't it be lovely if we found there was another way besides killing each other to create conflict resolution?
And it's always the people that risk nothing that want to have these wars.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So watch it. But shit's happening I always get Iraq and Iran mixed up.
I know. But the guy, the scientist got killed. He got murdered.
Yeah. Shit's going down.
And so shit is going down. And it'll be interesting to see if Trump does try to start something, because they did say a week after the, are you doing magic again? For those of you on iTunes, Tom is a magician, and he just made it looks like a coin disappear right in front of your very eyes. I'm sorry that you're missing it.
Oh, it's delightful.
So yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen, but you're absolutely right, Tom. I was thinking about that this morning, how one man has really had some free space in my head for a while now because of his incessant bullying and ranting that has taken up my headspace. And I feel a lot calmer, even though it doesn't seem that way, because I don't think about him so much anymore, because I know he's coming to an end.
Yeah, we got 50 some odd dates to go.
Yeah, I'm excited. My birthday's on Inauguration Day. So
really? Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great day, I think. I think it's going to be very exciting. There's going to be a lot of pomp and circumstance, and people are going to be celebrating, I think, out in the streets,
Yeah, I think, December 13th is when the Electoral College casts their vote, and then some like early January, there's some sort of official.
I know you like it when I correct you, but I believe it's December 14th.
And that's our show. This is our last show ever. Thanks hope you had fun unpacking shit. Someone needs to be taught a lesson.
No, I've been actually looking forward to that day, because I'm nervous about it, Tom, because he said he's not ever going to concede, but let's just see what the Electoral College says. And I'm wondering if he has a trick up his sleeve.
Every day it gets worse and worse. Every day it becomes more and more embarrassing. Now he's gone beyond the point where he could have kind of, salvaged something, but he's going to take this to the bitter end. It'd be like, denying something to somebody who why are you denying? You're holding the knife.
Yeah. I don't know. I read an article this morning.
I'm not holding a knife.
I'm not holding a knife. That when Obama was elected, he called Bush and he said he requested to have a lunch with all the past presidents.
I saved that photograph on my phone.
You did? You and I, man, mind melding. And it was a lovely article saying, you know what? Every decent man wants the president to succeed.
Of course.
And how do you succeed? By talking to each other, from learning from each other, yes, I just read that article this morning.
That was the last photograph I put in my phone.
It's such an important article, because at the end of the day, don't we pay them to work for us?
Of course. And that jackass who's in there now will not be invited to any photographs. He won't come to any bullshit. Please fade away. Fade far. Not one of these guys endorsed him. Not one.
No. What's your prediction for where Trump is going to go?
Trump is going to end up on the OAN. Fox won't have him.
Yeah.
Fox won't have him. He'll up on Newsmax and OAN. He might even get his own. I don't know if he should get his own channel. He's much more powerful because I don't think he's got the wherewithal or the discipline to put in a 3-hour show. Forget that.
No.
But he'll be the special guest, on 6 times a week. And I don't know how will people stand for the fake election nonsense and rhetoric for 4 years while he's talking about running in 2024? It'd be so exhausting.
It would be exhausting. I think certain people maybe will, right? Everybody needs something to cling to, and maybe his fans will because they believe in him. I also recommend watching Bombshell. Bombshell just came out, right? About Fox News Network.
I saw that in the movies.
Fantastic. And it really did talk a lot about Trump and the power that Trump had and why really, if you have a network behind you, you're in, man. That's all you need. And they had that. And here's the thing though, when bad people fall, everybody turns their backs on you.
Yeah, but thank God Fox didn't buy in completely, and then they started dialing back about around September, October. They started dialing back on it.
They kind of didn't have a choice, don't you think? I mean,
well,
they waited.
Oh, it's hard to turn away 70 million people.
No, I get it. It's all about ratings and money, and
absolutely. They pissed off a large part of their base that we're going to go to Newsmax and OAN.
Yeah, I mean,
I saw the news between noon and 6 o'clock. They were coming around. No more nonsense. No more getting on and making ridiculous claims. You had to have facts and you had to have proof. And it's like, thank God that it's happened that way.
Wouldn't you have liked to have been at that meeting at Fox and this is the interview we're going to cut short. This is the time we're going to say no, because that's tough when you're bringing in all that cash.
Well, you had that one guy leave who was the afternoon anchor. What's his name? Then he went to...
wasn't it Shepard Smith?
Yeah, Shepard Smith left on air. He goes, "This is it. I'm out of here."
Yeah.
And then you had Brett Baer kind of step up, and he's kind of take the mantle of, okay, no more bullshit. Then you had their afternoon guy, Neil something or other.
Cavuto.
He wasn't going on with the bullshit. And then you also had Mike, the Sunday commentary guy, whose dad was 60 Minutes.
All I can think is Mike Tyson, and I know that's wrong.
It is Mike Tyson. You're right.
It's driving me crazy now.
But he didn't go for that bullshit either. And there you go. They had some 4 core guys that say, we're not going to flip on this. Let Laura Ingraham and Hannity go crazy and be in charge of the nut jobs. Those are yours, but we're not doing it.
I'm excited for the new era. And I will say, just to get a little funky here, it is getting ready to be the age of the Aquarius, if you follow any kind of astrology. And the age of Aquarius is more of letting go of old thoughts and things that are holding you back. And so if you're into any kind of astrology or energy, which of course I am, we're going to have a lighter time. We're going to let go of old ideas and old thoughts and be more forward thinking.
There you go. God bless you.
Yeah.
Did you want to do a topic before we say goodbye? We've been rambling on for our time.
I went through so many things. I would like to know, because we talked a lot about dating and heavy stuff. Do you have holiday traditions? We just put our tree up. Do you have holiday traditions you like to do for the holidays around this time of year? Anything that every year it's like, oh, I always get this snowman out, or
the girls have their ornaments and things like that. It's gonna be odd here because my closing date is December 22nd, so I'll probably not do a Christmas here at the ranch. I'll be in tears about packing it up on December 21st.
Yeah,
the girls are here. My twin daughters are here. They're living with Tina 10 minutes away. So, and Tina, she'll get a tree up and stuff like that. But yeah,
but you have things like, what I mean, that like. For example, Alex and I have a certain cookie that we make every year that it's an old style cookie my grandma used to make, where you have to make the dough go in the refrigerator for 4 hours, then you cut it out. So it's something we do every Christmas.
I wish I do not.
Create one.
It's too late. My life's over.
Create a new Christmas.
I had a great walk with the girls the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a great walk. We walked for about an hour. We walked all the way down the street. Then we took the back alley that I never took. I discovered this little, I live out in the country a little bit, and there are 5-acre ranchettes, long street, about almost 2 miles long, and about halfway you can make a right turn, and it's, it's all dead end, which is great. You don't have a lot of crazy traffic. But I discovered about a couple of years ago that there's an easement, a county easement behind in between the acreages where there's like a drainage ditch, but it's, a little bit nicer than that. Almost looks like a little river.
Yeah.
And a 20-foot mowed easement so they can go back there and do whatever nonsense it is. Well, I found out that you could walk down this thing, even though it says no trespassing, none of this, turn away. I said, Dad. So it's a lovely little walk in the middle of nowhere, which nobody ever goes on. And then at the end of it, I can hop over this little creek and I can pop out at a neighbor's house who doesn't give a shit whether I pop on the back side of their property or not.
Yeah.
But we did that, and then we found out, the water's a little high to be hopping. So we ended up having to walk all the way back. But it was fun. It's a great little conversation. We talked about, life and boyfriends and things like that. It was nice. Because the girls, it's an interesting time. I mean, they're 25 years old. They're planning on going to Japan. They've been going out with their boyfriends for years. They live together, and it was interesting to say how they're both encouraging their boyfriends to. One guy may end up in Italy on a dig. Another guy may end up in New York on some sort of writing scholarship. They're prepared to sacrifice their relationships to fulfill their own individual desires. Girls are going to go to Japan for a year and teach, is what they're hoping. And I said we kind of explored that whole idea of what does this do to your relationship? You know? It's interesting.
It's a different way of thinking. I love that. I think you should know yourself really well before you really delve into a long-term relationship. That seems to be the fault of our generation, that we thought we had to put everything into the marriage before we put anything to ourselves. And then as we grew and got to know who we were, it's like, this doesn't really work so much anymore.
No, I said, you girls are doing the right thing. I mean, yes, it's nice to have a partner and nice to have a partnership. But let me just tell you, you girls are, talented, smart, whatever. You're never going to have.
Beautiful. They're stunningly beautiful. Both of them are ridiculously, they should model. Both of them should model. They're gorgeous girls.
If they wanted to, but I'm saying you'll have a lot of opportunity, don't disregard your relationships. I thought, but don't, because you should go do your thing. Everybody.
So maybe that'll be your new Christmas tradition, that every year around holiday time, you guys go for a long walk. Who knows? That could be your thing.
That's nice.
Which is nice.
The girls are so lovely. I feel like I'm in a Hallmark thing. They come over. It's a lot of hugs, and they're here to help. And what can I do? So positive.
No, that's so nice. I was going to tell you, I was telling Galen, she said she wasn't decorating for Christmas because it's just her and there's a pandemic and no one would see it. And I said, excuse me, you're decorating for yourself. You don't have to decorate for other people. Doesn't it give you joy to fill your space with like the holiday spirit?
It's always an interesting thing about who are you saving what for? Who are you doing what for? No one's going to see how I'm living. Might as well make it nice and neat for me. But I've
always been an advocate for your space. Like your space should be filled. That's why I bought my Fuck It All candle. Your space should be filled with things that you love, that make you happy. That's why I have a gumball machine in my dining room. It makes me happy. And if someone comes into my house and doesn't like it, we're probably not going to be friends for very long. I'm not here to please the world about how I live. I hope that Galen will decorate for Christmas, and I hope that you'll have some lovely continued traditions with your girls.
And hey, let me say something about my son.
Yes.
Came up to me. Did I tell you this? How amazed I was that he said, hey, he asked me for some tips about dieting and working out and treadmilling and what to exercise. It's like, it's how it is, because he's put on a couple of pounds over the years. Like, oh boy, it's like, you got to watch that. Otherwise,
how old is he now?
He's 23.
Yeah.
And, but it's like, you're with a spouse and when are you going to stop smoking? Nobody stops smoking until they decide to stop smoking. Nobody changes any behavior until they decide that they want to make the change. Yeah. I was unbelievably thrilled that he said, maybe it's time to start moving in another direction. I said, that's wonderful.
I love it. I love it. Working out is hard. I actually, I've tried different things during this pandemic. So my niece and I decided we're competing. Well, not competing, but what's it called? We're being accountability partners on this fitness app.
That's wonderful. Yep.
Every day we log in how much we eat and what we exercise.
Is today the 30th? I'm supposed to start a 75-day accountability thing with a Facebook person. I will see if she's there.
Tomorrow is December, dude.
I know. Well, today, the Monday after Thanksgiving, we were supposed to start the 75-day, no sugar, start some sort of diet, which is supposed to include a cold plunge.
Ooh.
It's going to be in the 60s today.
You can do it. It's good for you.
You can do it. Oh, it would be good for me. All right. All right. Yes, man.
What's our tip of the day, Tom?
Don't commit to plunges you're not going to take.
Live your life for yourself. Don't live it for other people. I think we've said that over and over again during this particular broadcast.
I thought you were talking about liver. Oh, okay. Now it makes sense. All right, darling. We'll see you on Wednesday. Hey, Helen Keeney's joining us Wednesday. And we have a special guest on Friday as well. So we've got 2 guests this week.
Helen Keeney is going to be lots of fun. I'm very much forward looking to see her.
My boy A-Train's coming on for a short bit on Friday. He's got his own podcast. He wants to talk about this, that, and the other thing. But he also has a girlfriend. A lovely lady decided to make him hers. And we'll explore that as well. Fresh love.
I love fresh love.
We'll destroy that.
Please give me 5 minutes.
All right. Thanks for watching. My name's Tom Wise.
And I'm Melinda McKinsey.
And you've been unpacking some shit. And that's another one in the can. And freeze.